Arriba, arriba, andale, andale. Hey everybody, I'm in Rio Grande City, Texas, right near the border with Mexico. And I'm leaving the HEB grocery store here. If I can get this guy out of my way, he keeps pulling up and stopping. But be that as it may, this city's population is about 13,000. Roma, Texas, 14 miles away, is 10,000 or prox. And we're going to cut across this parking lot here. Why? Because I want to go to a street that has a red light so I can get back on the Highway 83 headed back to Falcon Lake State Park, where I'm staying in Texas right now. Why? Because the winters down here are pretty nice. Even though I have a home base in Central Texas near Kingsland, Texas, it's much warmer here. I'll tell you how warm it is in just a minute. Right now it's 74 degrees. This is January the 14th, 2019 at 11:07 a.m. Can you beat that? Not really. We'll try comparing it with Fairbanks, Alaska and see what you get. But again, Rio Grande City on the border in Texas. The Mexico border is formed by the Texas-Mexico border is formed by the Rio Grande River mainly, and it's off to my left probably about 2 miles or so, not very far, believe it or don't. Speed limit here on this road is 30 miles an hour and I'm going 33, so that's not going to break any laws. And it's a busy town. I mean, it is a busy little community, and so far I got everything I wanted to do done. And what can I tell you else about Rio Grande City? Not much, other than to drive here from Falcon Lake State Park is going to take you about 40 minutes because it's not fast traffic on this road, and you go through 3 or 4 little communities on the way from Roma to Rio Grande City, even though it's only like 14 or 15 miles from Roma. Roma, again, population about 10,000. They got grocery stores there too. They do have a good one right down town area by a hardware store. That's a good one. I can't remember the name of it. But the best one for me is the old HEB stores in Texas that are just super good. They've got good produce. The prices are good. Everything is good. Everybody, I'm always amazed is how people will squeeze in between cars and endanger both occupants to get 10 feet ahead and then end up at a red light. This guy beside me, you can't see him. Well, there he goes. He's passed. But he's been weaving in and out of traffic to get up here. I mean, he's in a hurry. But be that as it may, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen him in every city in the world, and so have I. But yeah, this right here, this is a split here. You got 2 lanes going out one way, and then you got 2 lanes coming into Rio Grande City one way, and it's the same way in Roma. And you'll run into that a lot along the border in Texas, and you will also, if you go into Mexico, you're going to learn how to deal with one-way streets. See, here's Speedy up here at this red light, okay? All that speeding didn't do him any good. He's from Mexico. Actually, it says U.S. government on the tags. Thought it was out of Mexico plate. But he's in a hurry, so whatever he's supposed to do, he ain't done right. What else can I tell you? Yeah, it's 14, it says Roma, 14 miles. They do have a little historic district here in Rio Grande City, but I'm not going to do that now because I want to go back and eat. It's a little after 11, and I'll get back about 12. And that's lunchtime for old Dad. Stick with my routines, guys. Stick with my routines. See a lot of border patrol. I wonder why. Could it be because we're on the border? Yeah, it could be. What else can I tell you about RVing and camping here along the border? I haven't had any issues at all. Everything's gone, knock on wood, really well. Look at that guy. His tire fell off. Well, he kind of had it overloaded, I think. on his trailer there. The little trailer, the tire came completely off. Might have had it about 10 times overloaded, but enough said about that. The camping trip, the RVing trip thus far, doing this Texas State Parks, has gone really well. I just paid for another week at Falcon Lake, and yesterday I met some people from Russia. And in Russian, to say good morning, it's Dobry Utro. Dobry Utro is good morning in Russian. And if you have your smartphone set up, you can actually carry on a conversation with people from foreign countries. They speak and you look, and then you speak and they look. You know, because it changes the language for you, converts it, so to speak. Gasoline $2.25 a gallon for regular unleaded. Let's move over in this lane here. Why? I don't know. I'm not in a hurry. You know, I love the flavor of, I moved over to get out from behind this blank wall in front of me, and the blank wall moved over with me. But yeah, the flavor along the border I like, because it's a different culture. You know, you hear, of course, obviously a lot of Spanish, and you hear a lot of Spanish music, which is fine because that's what it's all about. But I like that because that adds ingredients. You know, variety is the spice of life, and I totally subscribe to that, as long as we don't overdo it. So, I also got me a SIM card, a track phone SIM card, because they've got a plan I use on one of my phones. Right now I have that SIM card in a Samsung phone. I don't remember the model number of it, but it's an old one that I got from Cricket Wireless a long time ago, and it will work with track phone. And I also have a Pixel 3a XL that is unlocked, and I can use it with any carrier I choose to, as long as I have the SIM card. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put the SIM card in the Pixel 3a to give it something to do. Since I paid good money for it, I felt like I would, but it's just a little bit too smart for a lot of the things I want to do. It anticipates a lot, and there's some things that it doesn't do, and they told me I could send it back and they'd send me another one until the first year is up, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if you ever travel this road from Falcon Lake State Park to Rio Grande City, just don't be in a hurry. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Even though the speed limit here says 60, I'm going 50, and if I was going 60, you couldn't go 60 here safely. No way. It's a busy little road here, and everybody's in a hurry except old Dad here. So what have I got on the agenda for today? I'm going to post a video. Well, I've already posted it. By the time you see this one, it'll be up anyway. It's about using an electric trike or electric bike while you're RVing. Is there any benefit? Yeah, I think there's a great benefit in using them, because it gives you a lot more mobility to access places in the the state park or national park that you otherwise would totally miss. Because even though I walk for exercise every morning, I only walk about 2 miles or so, about an hour. And I get to see some of it, but with the electric trike, I get to see a lot. I mean, you can go 6, 8, 10 miles or more. Off to the right is the high school and the airport. Way off to the right. You know, the schools down here are beautiful, I have to tell you. The high school and elementary school in Roma is really pretty. They really put a lot of emphasis on their children. The families, Hispanic families, seem to be more or closer. You know what I mean? They do a lot of family things where the cousins are around and uncles and stuff. And then the gringos, or blancos, what they call us. Blancos in Spanish mean whites. Blanco is white. Blancos is whites. and we're a different culture, totally. So where will I go next? I'm thinking about going from here to Garner State Park, probably in hopefully the second or third week. Yeah, it says Falcon State Park, 26 miles. I'll throw that little caveat in. But I plan to go to Garner State Park. I'm hoping to hold on here till the middle of February, and they tell me I can, but they have to kind of manipulate the system. And if they do it, I get my park or my Texas State Park discount, I'll probably stay a full month, and that'll put me in the middle of February. And at the end of February usually is pretty much the end of winter in most of Texas. Some of the northern parts of Texas, up around Amarillo, Lubbock, maybe Dallas, can still get some pretty cold weather in March. But central Texas, where I have my home base, ain't gonna happen. So I can go to Garner State Park for 2 or 3 days, and then from there go to my home base, spend a week, 2 or 3. I won't even have the water turned back on. I've got power on, electric on, and I can haul water, which is not a problem, because I only use about 3 gallons a day, 4 counting drinking water, and that is no problemo. But we're right on the border of Texas and Mexico, guys. It's I like it down here, man. I do. I like the flavor of the border a lot for some reason. I get along with the Mexicans fine. I grew up with them in South Texas and Kennedy, Texas, and I never had any real issues. You just have to understand that it's a different culture. The culture is in the language. Every culture is in the language. If you understand and speak the language fluently, then you will understand much more about the culture than by just being in the area and being one language, capable of one language. Yeah, the track phone plan that I got, they gave me a special deal because I actually have a separate phone number, and if you port a phone number in, you get unlimited talk, text, and 40 gigabytes for $43 a month. I may not get that plan, but it is available to me. The plan that I'm currently under is 4 gigabytes, and it's $10 a month. Unlimited talk and text. But using the Pixel 3a phone, believe me, the data becomes a real issue, because to do a 10-minute video at that level of resolution, which you cannot change. You cannot change the Pixel 3a XL to 720p. The resolution is going to be 1080. That's minimum, and then it goes up from there. And it is a data hog. The picture, the video quality is great, but getting it uploaded is a problem when the speeds are so slow. I did a test yesterday. I have access to AT&T and Verizon at the Falcon Lake State Park. So I did a speed test on both phones, one with Verizon, one with AT&T at the same time, and the download speeds were about the same, about 12 megabits per second, but the upload speed on the AT&T phone was 3 times faster. Now why that is, I don't know. The upload on the AT&T phone was about 4 megabits per second, and on the Verizon phone was not quite 1. And that's kind of the way it's been for some reason. But we'll let this go on. You'll get to see all the little communities between Rio Grande City and Roma, Texas, because we're going to go right on into Roma here in a minute. I'll turn the camera off to the right a little bit more so you can maybe see something besides the highway. going 50 miles an hour, and that's about as fast as you're going to go on this highway. 77 top-down degrees. This would be a great place to have a convertible. Well, now, in the summer, you better not be bald-headed or you're going to be toasted. I'm just paying 1 week at a time. I could go ahead and set it up for the whole month now, but I may change my mind. You know, I'm that way. I may, you know, just wake up one morning and say, I'm through with this, let's go. And have I done that? Yeah. Ever since I've been traveling, you know, the mood just hits me. It's time to move, and away I go. But we're good for another week. I'm committed to that pretty much. Get me through the 21st of January, and then 2 more weeks would be about the 5th of February. I think you can stay longer. I don't know. Depends on the weather. I'll watch the weather. If it starts to warm up a little bit, because we've had mild winters in Texas where, you know, I've actually lived through winters in Texas where we never had the temperature get to freezing for the whole winter. That is a fact. Not just once, but several times. I can remember wearing short sleeve t-shirts and popping firecrackers at Christmas many times. This is Escobar's, population 1,188 souls. This will change the topic totally, but talking about weather and cold weather and winter and so forth. In Fairbanks, Alaska, it was 1 degree today, 1, and that's a heat wave for them. But do you realize that 30,000 people live there? 30,000? I mean, that just blows me away, man, because it's minus 20, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, that's crazy. Crazy cold. I got me some Mexican rice with vegetables. They make them in big pans, and I got I don't know, it might be 2 pounds. It's a pound of the cooked rice with veggies in it. It's got, you know, like green beans, peas, corn, and stuff in it, a lot of stuff. But the good thing about it is, you can keep it for a long time. You know, the sell-by date on this one's like February the 23rd. So that gives me a full over a month to eat it. But I got a lot. But I love Mexican Spanish rice. I do. It's tasty. I think all they do is put chili powder in it, but it sure tastes good. Welcome to the city of Escobar. Small little community, 1,200 people, right here on the border of Texas and Mexico. I would drive across the border into Mexico, but I don't, you know, why ask for trouble? You understand? Because do you realize if you have an automobile accident in Mexico, that is a criminal offense. A criminal offense. That is not civil. Criminal. You know what I mean? You're in trouble. And that could happen so easily in Mexico because of the one-ways. You know, whoever has the loudest horn wins. It's a whole different way of driving, particularly in the larger cities. How it would be across from Roma, it probably wouldn't be too bad because it's a small town. But it's bigger than Roma. It's 13 or 14,000 population. And Roma is 10. They got Hunt Brothers Pizza. I have to remember that. Best Pizza Hut for me. It's better than Pizza Hut. To me. Luis Garcia is running for Justice of the Peace. I'll move over in another lane. I think the speed limit is 45 here. I'm going 44. let this go a few minutes till we get, here we come in. Right now, Roma city limits population 9,765. And I've done a driving video, I believe, of Roma, Texas, so I'll end the video. I'll end it when we get to the split on 183, where we take 2 lanes separately through downtown Roma. I used to know a girl in Kennedy, Texas. She was really pretty. She was a cheerleader. Her name was Roma Jean McCoy. Woo, Lord. She was a 10 on a, or 12 on a 10 scale. Roma Jean. Used to be another pretty one named Alaska Butler. And the Butlers were pretty well off. That means they had a lot of, that means they were, well, he had a trucking company and other things. He was into a little bit of everything. Good businessman, apparently. And what does that have to do with traveling through Roma, Texas? I have no clue. Rancho Nuevo Road, if y'all want to know where I am. Temperature 77. Isn't that nice? It's supposed to be 85 today. 85. Unbelievable. Actually, I think it's going to be 89. To tell you the truth, I believe it's going to be 89. I ran the air conditioner last night. The low was 70. And it's a little humid. It's a little humid. That's what does it. Anyway, guys, I'll end the video now. I think y'all taking enough abuse. Anyway, guys, from Roma, Texas, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I get a, I can't say it, I'm not supposed to say it. You know why. Drink plenty of, it's a little effort. If you don't want food with it, don't. They sell carbone. Carbone is charcoal. They sell a lot of it here. Anyway, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, take deep breaths, do all those things to keep your health and enjoy your life one day at a time. And if you get a chance and you think you'll enjoy it, give RVing a chance. Adios, amigos. Stand guard, at ease, carry on.